and Cartoon Network, How Turner Built the Animation Empire. In 1992, when most television executives saw cartoons as nothing more than Saturday morning filler designed to sell cereal and toys to children, Ted Turner had a radically different vision. The media mogul who had already revolutionized news with CNN and sports with TNT was about to unleash something unprecedented on the entertainment landscape, a 24-hour cable channel dedicated entirely to animation. Turner's brainchild, Cartoon Network, would not only transform how the world viewed animated content, but would fundamentally reshape the entire animation industry, proving that cartoons could be sophisticated, subversive, and profitable in ways no one had ever imagined. The genesis of Cartoon Network emerged from Turner's acquisition of the massive Hanna-Barbera animation library, a treasure trove containing over 8,000 animated titles spanning decades of television history. When Turner Broadcasting purchased Hanna-Barbera Productions in 1991 for $320 million, critics questioned the astronomical price tag for what many considered outdated cartoon properties. However, Turner and his team, led by programming executive Cohen, recognized something others missed. This vast library could serve as the foundation for an entirely new type of television network. The Flintstones, Yogi Bear, Scooby-Doo, and hundreds of other beloved characters would provide the programming backbone needed to fill 24 hours of daily content. But Turner's vision extended far beyond simply recycling old cartoons. He understood that to build a sustainable animation empire, Cartoon Network would need to become a creator of new content, not just a curator of the past. The network launched on October 1st, 1992, initially reaching just under 1 million homes, but with ambitious plans that would soon shock the entertainment industry. The early years of Cartoon Network were defined by creative experimentation and a willingness to take risks that traditional broadcasters found incomprehensible. In 1995, the network launched What a Cartoon, a showcase series that gave animators just $50,000 and 8 weeks to create 7-minute pilot episodes. This seemingly modest investment program would become the breeding ground for some of animation's most iconic shows. Among the pilots that emerged from this initiative were Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, and the Powerpuff Girls, each demonstrating a level of creative sophistication that elevated animation beyond its traditional boundaries. The network's programming strategy deliberately blurred the lines between children's and adult entertainment, creating shows that operated on multiple levels of humor and storytelling. Dexter's Laboratory, created by Jendy Tartakovsky, featured a boy genius conducting elaborate scientific experiments while dealing with his annoying sister Dee Dee, combining slapstick comedy with genuine scientific concepts. The show's creator drew inspiration from his background in classical animation and European comic books, bringing a visual sophistication to television animation that had rarely been seen before. Meanwhile, the Powerpuff Girls, created by Craig McCracken, merged superhero action with kindergarten-level concerns, creating a unique blend of empowerment messaging and pure entertainment that appealed to both children and their parents. Perhaps no single program exemplified Cartoon Network's revolutionary approach more than Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which premiered in 1994 and fundamentally altered how animation could be used in television production. The show took Space Ghost, a forgotten 1960s superhero character from the Hanna-Barbera library, and reimagined him as the host of a bizarre late-night talk show where he interviewed real celebrities via satellite. Created by Mike Lazzo and produced for just $18,000 per episode, the show demonstrated how existing animation assets could be repurposed in wildly creative ways. Space Ghost Coast to Coast became the cornerstone of Adult Swim, Cartoon Network's late-night programming block that launched in 2001 and specifically targeted adult audiences with sophisticated, often surreal animated content. The success of this programming strategy proved that animation was not merely a medium for children's entertainment, but could serve as a powerful vehicle for adult-oriented comedy, social commentary, and artistic expression. Adult Swim would go on to produce groundbreaking shows like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, The Venture Bros, and Robot Chicken, each pushing the boundaries of what animated television could achieve while generating substantial advertising revenue from the coveted 18 to 34 demographic. The late 1990s marked Cartoon Network's transformation from experimental cable channel to cultural phenomenon, driven by a series of original programs that redefined animated storytelling for an entire generation. Johnny Bravo, premiering in 1997, followed a muscle-bound, Elvis-inspired character whose constant romantic failures and pop culture references created a show that worked as both parody and homage to American masculinity tropes. The same year saw the debut of Cow and Chicken, a surreal comedy that pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable in children's television with its bizarre humor and occasionally subversive themes. However, it was Ed, Edd and Eddy, premiering in 1999, that would become the network's longest-running original series, lasting 10 seasons and demonstrating the commercial viability of creator-driven animation. The show, created by Danny Antonucci, followed three adolescent boys in their endless schemes to earn money for candy, capturing the authentic voice of childhood in a way that resonated with both kids and nostalgic adults. By the end of the decade, Cartoon Network had achieved something unprecedented in television history. It had created a brand identity so strong that viewers would tune in not for specific shows, but for the unique sensibility that the network represented. The distinctive logo featuring the network's name in colorful, playful lettering became synonymous with creative risk-taking and animated excellence. The new millennium brought Cartoon Network its greatest creative and commercial triumph with the premiere of Cartoon Cartoons, a branding initiative that showcased the network's most successful original series. Shows like Courage the Cowardly Dog demonstrated how animation could explore themes typically reserved for adult horror while remaining appropriate for younger viewers, as the titular pink dog protected his elderly owners from supernatural threats in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. The psychological complexity and genuine scares and courage proved that children's television could be sophisticated without talking down to its audience. Meanwhile, international co-productions like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends showed how the network could collaborate with creators worldwide while maintaining its distinctive creative vision. Created by Craig McCracken, the show explored themes of growing up and letting go through the story of imaginary friends who live in a foster home after their creators outgrow them. The emotional depth and sophisticated character development in Foster's demonstrated how animated programming could tackle complex psychological themes while remaining entertaining and accessible. During this period, Cartoon Network also began expanding internationally, launching versions of the channel in Latin America, Europe, and Asia, spreading its unique brand of creative animation across global markets and establishing Turner's vision as a worldwide cultural influence. The network's ability to evolve and adapt became crucial as it faced new challenges in the digital age, particularly with the rise of internet culture and changing viewing habits among its core demographic. In 2005, Cartoon Network launched Camp Lazlo, a summer camp comedy that incorporated elements of internet humor and meme culture, demonstrating how traditional animation could adapt to new forms of comedy emerging online. The show's creator, Joe Murray, had previously created Rocko's Modern Life for Nickelodeon, and his move to Cartoon Network signaled the growing prestige associated with the channel among animation creators. Perhaps no show better exemplified this cultural shift than Adventure Time, which premiered in 2010 and became a defining series for a new generation of viewers. Created by Pendleton Ward, the show followed the adventures of Finn the Human and Jake the Dog in a post-apocalyptic world called the Land of Ooh, combining colorful fantasy elements with surprisingly mature themes about relationships, mortality, and growing up. Adventure Time's success demonstrated how animated storytelling could be simultaneously innocent and sophisticated, appealing to children while offering layers of meaning that resonated with adult viewers. The show's influence extended far beyond television, inspiring countless internet memes, fan art, and academic analysis, proving that Cartoon Network had successfully created programming that functioned as both entertainment and cultural touchstone. As social media and streaming platforms began to reshape the entertainment landscape, Cartoon Network demonstrated remarkable adaptability in maintaining its cultural relevance and commercial success. The network embraced digital platforms early, creating web-exclusive content and interactive experiences that extended its shows beyond traditional television boundaries. Steven Universe, premiering in 2013 and created by Rebecca Sugar, the first woman to independently create a series for the network, represented a new evolution in Cartoon Network's approach to storytelling. The show followed a young boy who inherits magical powers from his late mother and must learn to use them while living with three alien guardians called the Crystal Gems. Steven Universe broke new ground in children's television by explicitly addressing themes of gender identity, same-sex relationships, and emotional trauma while maintaining the network's tradition of sophisticated humor and beautiful animation. The show's groundbreaking portrayal of LGBTQ+ relationships, including television's first same-sex wedding in a children's program, demonstrated how Cartoon Network continued to push boundaries and challenge social conventions through animation. The series won critical acclaim and numerous awards, including an Emmy nomination, proving that the network's commitment to creator-driven content could produce programming that was both commercially successful and culturally significant. The financial success of Cartoon Network's empire-building strategy becomes evident when examining the network's evolution from Turner's initial investment to its current status as one of the most valuable properties in the Warner Bros. Discovery portfolio. By 2024, Cartoon Network reaches over 94 million households in the United States alone, with international versions broadcasting in over 190 countries worldwide. The network's original series have generated billions of dollars in revenue through not just advertising sales, but extensive merchandising deals, streaming licensing agreements, and international format sales. Shows like the Powerpuff Girls have spawned feature films, toy lines, clothing brands, and even a live-action adaptation, demonstrating how animated intellectual property can be leveraged across multiple revenue streams. The success of Adult Swim has proven particularly lucrative, as the programming block commands premium advertising rates while producing content at relatively low costs compared to live-action programming. Series like Rick and Morty, which premiered in 2013, have become cultural phenomena that transcend traditional television viewership, generating massive social media engagement and attracting celebrity fans who actively promote the shows. The network's ability to create content that appeals simultaneously to children, teenagers, and adults has made it uniquely valuable in an era of fragmented media consumption, as families can watch together while each demographic finds different elements to appreciate. Ted Turner's vision for Cartoon Network as an animation empire has exceeded even his most optimistic projections, fundamentally transforming not just television programming, but the entire animation industry's approach to creativity and commerce. The network's success proved that animation could be a serious artistic medium capable of addressing complex themes while remaining commercially viable, inspiring countless other channels and streaming services to invest in original animated content. The careers launched through Cartoon Network reads like a who's who of contemporary animation, with creators like Jendy Tartakovsky going on to direct major studio films, and Rebecca Sugar inspiring a new generation of diverse storytellers to enter the industry. The network's influence extends beyond entertainment into education, as shows like Steven Universe and Adventure Time are now studied in media courses and psychology programs for their sophisticated approach to character development and social themes. As the media landscape continues to evolve with new technologies and changing consumer preferences, Cartoon Network's foundational principle of putting creative vision first while building sustainable business models remains as relevant as ever. Turner's animation empire stands as proof that in the entertainment industry, the biggest risks often yield the greatest rewards, and that treating audiences with intelligence and respect, regardless of their age, creates the most enduring and profitable content. From a single cable channel built on a library of old cartoons, Turner created a global entertainment powerhouse that continues to shape how stories are told and how childhood is understood in the 21st century.